What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back to talk about the new iRacing schedule for Season 2. It is build day. Schedule was released a couple hours ago, and I had some stuff going on, plus I was at work. So I'm just getting to put my schedule together, but we're going to break it down, talk through it, talk what you can expect to see on the channel for each of the 12 official weeks in Season number 2. But as always, be sure to let me know down below what you'd like to see, what you're going to race. I'd love to hear what you're going to race. Again, give me suggestions if you'd like to see other things that you'd like to see me give a try, whether it be for the full season or just a couple weeks or just 1 week or whatever the case may be. So let me know down below what you think, what you're going to be racing, if you want to join me in any of these things so I can make notes so we can make sure we make it happen. Anyways, this is just, of course, a very preliminary schedule. This is just what I thought through reading through the initial schedule in like 15 minutes, the things that I noted, the things that I'm paying attention to. So do not take this as 100% fact. There may be things that are adjusted or changed as we go. Anyways, as you can see there by my fat fingers, week number 1, we're going to drive the Global Cadillac in Global Challenge again. The series I've driven a lot the last couple years in the Kia, but I figured what the heck, let's do something different. I didn't drive it, I don't think, at all last season. I think after the Snarton death in the Kia 2 seasons ago, I think I pretty much swore off Global for a little while, but I figured, what the heck, let's try it again. I do plan to run this full time, maybe not weekly, but hopefully we'll get 8 weeks in of Global Cadillac. Not going to drive any Kia this season. We're just going to drive the Cadillac and see how that goes. It's something different. Again, probably just going to do one race a week. How it goes is how it goes. Hopefully it's fun. I do enjoy the car, but of course it can be kind of messy sometimes, especially when you get low iron guys. But we'll see how that goes. And then of course, after that, we will have to return to Snarton at some point. But thankfully, we're going to do it in my own favorite series, my series that is my first schedule for PCC that I've put together, which I'm very, very happy with. The voting went very well. Everything went smooth with coordinating with iRacing staff, and we're going to be taking the PCC Clio again for the full season. Week 1, though, is at Snarton 200. Very much looking forward to that. And the other car that's returning that I love so much from last season is the Ford GT2 in Proto GT. Going to be driving that every week I can. Again, unfortunately, I only own like 6 or 7 of the tracks on this season. There's like a 4 or 5 week gap in the middle of the season from like weeks, I don't know, 4 through 10 or something, where I don't own any of the tracks. It's kind of crazy. But so we'll see how much of this we get in. We're not going to chase points. It's kind of why I wanted to run the Global Cadillac weekly, just because we're not going to have as much Ford GT2 as normal. And then there's going to be a lot of GT3 on this list. I have GT3 Spa question mark, and the reason for that is that a lot of the guys in my Discord channel, Nico, Gavin, maybe some others, Carl, are going to run GTE when they can. So I just wanted to keep a note there to keep an eye out for it. Not saying it's going to happen all these weeks, but if they're running and if I'm available, I'll more than happy to jump in there with them and join them for that. So something you can hopefully keep an eye out on. I'm sure we'll get a couple GTE races in. So that's week number 1. Either 3 or 4 races, again, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Nothing too crazy. Week number 2, again, back in the Ford GT2 at Spa. Very excited for that. Sounds like a fun track. Eau Rouge and Radeon probably going to be absolutely terrifying, but I can't remember if I've run an official race there since they rescanned it before one of the recent seasons. So regardless, that should be a lot of fun. In the Global Cadillac, they're also at Spa. So again, we're just going to probably be one and done there, not take it too seriously, see how that goes. But that'll be at Spa for week number 2. I do still want to drive the supercar. We only drove it maybe 3 or 4 times last season. Had a lot of fun. Um, the popularity of it definitely died down as the season went on, and we'll see what it's like here in the new season. Obviously, the Australia, New Zealand core group of drivers that always drive that car will still be very involved with it, but I want to see what the splits are like in the U.S. evening time. So we'll see if we can get some in. We have time for it. If I can get some sets built and stuff, we'll see. I'd love to give it a couple more runs this season. Probably not regularly, but again, you'll see supercars with a question mark on here a couple different times. So something that we could see. But again, let me know if you want to see more of that, less of that, if you don't really care, and we'll adjust fire. And then again, another GTE week. That's a possibility at Daytona for week number 2. That's going to be an awful lot of fun. I definitely like the GTE. Again, have not thought deeply about this. I have not even thought in the slightest about which GTE I'd like to drive. I don't even know which ones I own, to be honest with you. I think I own the Corvette and the BMW, perhaps. So we'll see which of those, or if I need to buy a different one, maybe the Porsche, maybe the Ford, who knows. But I haven't thought that far at all. This is just purely what the guys said they were interested in running. Of note, while I'm thinking of this, there won't be any ARCA on my schedule. I talked in the previous video about how that car does not interest me in the slightest with low horsepower, semi-high downforce, high right front tire wear, short races, dive bombs. None of that interests me. So there won't be any ARCA. Sorry to disappoint you if you're an ARCA lover, but we won't see very much of that this season. Anyways, on to week number 3. Week number 3, there we go. Be Fixed at Darlington. I haven't run Be Fixed in a very long time, and so long, in fact, that I hadn't realized until I was talking with Carl a couple weeks ago that I have never won a Be Fixed race. I don't know how that's possible. That's on the Altuses, of course. I won Be Fixed way, way back in the day, 10 plus years ago. But on the Alt, which I've had for 5.5 years now, I've never won a Be Fixed race. So we're going to try to change that at Darlington in week number 3. That should be a lot of fun. Obviously, I love Darlington. My favorite oval. Very much looking forward to that. Again, Global Cadillac in week number 3 there at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So I am very excited for that one. That should be a good combo. And one of the weeks I'm very excited not to be driving the Kia because the Cadillac is actually a ton of fun around there. PCC week number 3 in the Clio is going to Charlotte Roval. That is the new Charlotte Roval. Those of you that follow along with the schedule submission and were involved in the voting, unfortunately, Legacy Charlotte, which we had planned to do based on the random track drawing for the free tracks, is not an option. That track no longer supports rolling starts, and PCC uses rolling starts only, which is definitely for the best. So we're going to be using the new roll for that, so that should be a lot of fun. While I'm thinking of it, make sure you check out PCC voting the next several weeks. It's going to be about a 3 or 4 week process, so make sure you go over to the PCC forum, vote on tracks, nominate tracks, and let me know what you want to see. It's probably going to go from about maybe this weekend, week 1 through week 2 is going to be nomination, and week 3 and 4 is going to be voting before the schedule submission. And the new BMW M2, well, the 1 season old BMW M2 is in there now. So if you're interested in trying out PCC, get in contact with me. Otherwise, come on out. We'd love to see you on track. It's going to be a great thing. I'm very excited for the season. So PCC week number 3 at the Roval. And again, supercars, I'd love to drive it. I assume Mount Panorama week is going to be very popular, but hopefully I'll be able to find a split in my U.S. evening time and get in one of those week number 3 at Mount Panorama because that's obviously like the best track for those cars. So week number 4, again, PCC Clio. Week number 4 is at Laguna. Not very excited. I like Laguna less and less as I move further and further away from my Solstice days. The track wasn't too bad in the Solstice, especially once it got slick tires, but now that's the Clio and other cars, and I've run GT4 there with Ethan before and stuff. Just not my cup of tea. I don't know why. I just don't get along very well with that. So we'll see how that one goes, but definitely going to run it, obviously. Be the Light is on here at Daytona. I have like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe more actually, of Be the Light Daytona on here, both the long and the short configuration. I love the Be the Light car, and I love Daytona, and I didn't do any rallycross last season either. I'd love to get back into it if I have time or happen to be around or get some chance to put in some practice laps and do one of that. So I'd love to get back into that, not again chasing points or anything. Just going to hopefully run a nice race, get one in, and see how it goes, and we'll go with that. So again, those are still up in the air. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition when we get 4 weeks into this and how busy I am and stuff. But it's on the schedule hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. Week number 4, Global Cadillac is at Oran Park. That sounds absolutely awful. But we'll give it a whirl. We'll see how it goes. Again, probably just put in some laps and then do one race, be done. And then, of course, supercars are at Mid-Ohio in week 4. Again, I expect that to be a ghost town, but we'll see. I'd love to get one in there. I like Mid-Ohio quite a bit, and it'd be really cool to get a supercars race in there, but we'll see how that works out. Week 5 is a very, very sparse week for me, and so I was looking through all the schedules, and I was like, what could I run that I haven't run in a while or that sounds interesting? And the thing that popped out to me was the Dirt Limited Late Mile. I used to absolutely love that car at Lanier. That's basically where a good chunk of my 3,000 rating came from, other than the Dirt Street Stock at Lanier. I just think Dirt Lanier is the perfect dirt track. I know I'm biased, and it's not an actual good dirt track, but I just love it. It's so flowy. You get excuse me, holy crap, big, long, wide corners, big arcs into the corner. You can carry a lot of slip angle and not get yourself killed like you do at Williams Grove or USA or something. So I really enjoy that. We'll see. Again, who knows? I don't know if I'll have time to practice for that or if I'll even like the dirt car. I have not driven the Dirt Limited Late Mile in like a year. So I do have to do some testing in that. That's actually on the schedule for tonight, right after I finish recording this. But we'll see. That's a big hopeful again. I'd love to race the Limited Late Mile again at Lanier, and hopefully we get a video for that for week 5. And then GTE Road Atlanta, week 5. That's the only other thing I have that jumped out at me on the stuff I usually look at, PCC, Global, Ford GT2. So I think it's probably pretty likely I'll be in GTE week 5 just because it's there and I have the time, and obviously I don't really have anything else going on. So we'll see though. Who knows what other life is going on. And also, while I'm thinking of it, if there isn't racing going on for official stuff, I'll probably just have filler videos there, give or take 1 or 2 a week, depend on my schedule and stuff, obviously. But it'll be Pickup Cup, Dillard, Ash Carb Cup, the usual stuff, the fun races that you see on the channel. Maybe hosted races. I don't really have any league plans right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life that is taking priority from random racing. So we'll see. But any weeks I'm down vids, hopefully I can fill them in with some fun stuff. But again, we'll just play that by ear. Week number 6, PCC Clio is at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Very much looking forward to that. That's a very fun track. Again, Be the Light at Daytona, and then Global Cadillac is at Daytona as well. IMSA fixed. I'd love to get back into the Cadillac LMDH, especially with the new cold tire modeling that they have now. I think it's perfect for those of us that have throttle control, patience, and just appreciate how the car builds tire pressure and love the challenge that that car is going to bring even more now than it used to be. So I'd love to get in some IMSA fixed. Again, not 100% sure it's going to happen. But I'd love to make it a goal to try to get in a couple of these throughout the season. So you're going to see that a couple times on here as well. And week number 6 is at Watkins Glen. Week number 7, again, a little bit of a smaller week again. PCC Clio is at Mid-Ohio. Again, no idea how much participation that's going to have. Hopefully we can get some good splits going because it is a really great track, especially for kind of slower to medium speed cars like that. I think the M2 will actually get along with that place very, very well. It's a lot of fun with the elevation. And then GTE is at Mount Panorama. I thought I already had that up there. Maybe I'm mistaken. But anyways, GTE Mount Panorama week 7. Again, hopefully we can get one in. I'd love to get one in with the guys. Probably not going to be a series you see me do a bunch by myself, but I'd still love to get one in with the guys if they're doing it and I can make it. Week number 8 is our first appearance of the Legends Road Series. The Legends car has gotten a full ground up restoration, or it's a new car essentially. I haven't tested it yet. Again, this may change if it's just awful or I still hate it like I did the last season. I just hated the way the tire model felt on road courses. But if it's good, week 8 they're going to the Nürburgring, which sounds amazing to me. So I'd love to give that a whirl if I like the car. But again, that'll be testing for tonight after I post this video, obviously. So we'll see. That's a big if. PCC Clio is going to Lime Rock 2008. That's Legacy Lime Rock during week 8. That was the free track that was pulled from the random selection. So that should be a lot of fun. It's been quite a while since I've driven that Legacy Lime Rock. Can't remember the last time actually, but it is I believe it's the no chicane version. Thank goodness, because that chicane is deadly, and with 35 cars on track, it'd be even more deadly. So I think it's the normal version. We'll see though when we get to that point. Ford GT2 after that several week break there, you can see it's like a 5-week break with no Ford GT2. They're back at Canadian Tire for week number 8. Again, Be the Light Daytona, maybe Global Cadillac, Watkins Glen. Hopefully that goes well. That's a really fun track in the Cadillac. Last time I drove Global there was in the Kia against Carl. We had that amazing finish a couple seasons ago. So hopefully we can have another good race there in the Cadillac. Supercars again at Canadian Tire. Hopefully those are popular and can go official. Not optimistic, but I'd love to get in one if they are. GTE Sebring, again, if the guys are doing one and I happen to be around, I'd love to get in the GTE with those guys. Week number 9, Ford GT2 again is at Watkins Glen. Very excited for that. I had a lot of fun doing that last season when they were at Watkins, even though I was pretty slow, honestly. Again, Be the Light Daytona. GTE is at Watkins Glen that week, along with GT2. So we'll see what GTE participation is like. I expect it to be sky high. And again, we'll see if I can get in a race with Nico, Gavin, Carl, and the rest. And then again, another week of IMSA fixed at Road Atlanta for week number 9. Week number 10 is a short week because I am going to be at the Indianapolis 500 for about 5 days. So yeah, not sure exactly what the recording schedule is going to look like. Some of this again may change, go away depending on how long it takes me to get other stuff done and pack and road trip, and hopefully going to be with Adam for that. So that's going to be a lot of fun being at the Indy 500. I'll hopefully have some kind of blog or vlog or something going with that. So keep an eye out for that when we get to late May. But as far as iRacing goes, I am going to attempt the Coke 600 100% because I missed the Daytona 500. I was going to do it anyways. Last year, if you remember, I had 0x and I was on the lead lap all the way until lap 398, and someone wrecked into turn 3, didn't hold their brakes, and got me a 4x, and we died with literally 3 laps to go in a 4-hour race. It was pretty annoying, but it was about like the MX 500 ended up being in the fall. But I'm going to give the NIS Coke 600 another go. Hopefully we're end up in top split. Again, this is really basically the first oval race you see on here. Week 12, the reason you didn't see a street stock race this past week at USA, I got intent wrecked during a practice session by someone I hadn't interacted with, hadn't talked to, hadn't raced near. Just caught them, passed them, and the next corner got intent wrecked. And so I was like, this is stupid. We're not doing this. So pretty much over oval. But again, if you have suggestions for oval series you want me to do, leave them down below and I'll consider it. But really no other oval series until week 10 NIS Coke 600. Very excited for that. I love the Coke 600. I love the long endurance races. Very excited for that. See if we can have another solid run because I had a blast doing that last year, as frustrating as the ending was. Again, Legends Road is at Summit Point. I never turned down a chance to race at Summit Point with a cool car track combination. Again, we'll see if I like the Legends car here this evening, and this may change for sure, but it's just on there preliminarily. PCC Clio Week 10 is at Watkins Glen. Have to get one of those in before I go. And Ford GT2 is at Laguna Seca. Have to get one of those in before I go. GTE at Laguna and IMSA Fixed at Spa. Again, those are big time up in the air. I'd like to get those in depending on time and what my schedule ends up looking like and when we leave and blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. Those are big up in the air, but that is going to be a short week for me as far as recording goes for week number 10. Week number 11 is our first really interesting combo. First off, we have Global Cadillac at Okayama, another great combo. I love the Caddy at Okayama, so very much looking forward to that. PCC Clio is at Homestead. It's been a couple seasons since it was there. I think it was there right at the end of season 4 of 2024. So that should be a lot of fun. I don't remember if that's a wet race or which configuration it's on or anything like that, but that should be a lot of fun because I love Homestead Road. Ringmeister, this is the first Ringmeister of the season, maybe the only Ringmeister, I can't remember, of the season. Again, week number 11. That's because it's the Roof RT12 rear-wheel drive, which is an unbelievable car. I have no idea how many people own that, but I expect some will buy it. It's a car that I don't think has appeared in the hosted series other than maybe Ringmeister that I wasn't paying attention to in like 7 years. Like it's a car that was one of the GT3s that they scanned and released when I started on iRacing. So actually, that was the very first car in 2015 that I ran the 24 Hours of Daytona, the very first 24 Hours of Daytona in 2015. So that's how old we're talking here, the Roof. But this is the street car. The track and the, I don't remember what the other one is called, the Club or something like that, are the race car versions. This is the Roof rear wheel drive RT12, which is the street car version. Absolutely bonkers, going to be insane around the Nürburgring. I hope that's not a typo. I hope that's the version they're using. But I'm definitely in for one of those at some point during week 11, if that's the case. Again, GTE is at Nürburgring combined that week. I'd love to get in one of those if I can make it. And then Ford GT2 will be in one of those also at Nürburgring combined. Had a blast this last season doing Nürburgring a couple times. We didn't do combined, but we did do the week 1 of this past season was the Nordschleife, and then towards the end of the season I had that great battle with Will at the GP. So we're going to go to the combined circuit. And then finally, week 12 to wrap things up, Global Cadillac goes to my home track, Road America. We'll just be getting into the start of summer proper there. Hopefully, it'll be done raining and snowing in early June by then. But that'll be Road America, my home track. Very excited for that. And then PCC is at another great track to wrap out the season, Oschersleben. Very much like that track. Very excited to drive the Clio around there. That's quite the combo. And then I don't know how I feel about Ford GT2 wrapping up at Olden. It's a track I like, not among my favorites, but it's a good track. But it just seems kind of narrow, small, tight for cars that fast, specifically the Honda. But we'll see how the GT1s and the GT2 get around there. But nonetheless, I'm very excited for it, and I'm excited to give it a whirl. So, yeah, that's the 12 weeks. The 12 weeks of official racing this season. Again, not the most exciting thing. No real crazy combos I saw that I put on my schedule. But as always, let me know what you want to see. If you want to see me add stuff, take stuff away that you're not interested in. Let me know what if you want to, get together and race some of these things or race something else. I'm always open to that. So leave some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're racing. And I hope to see you on track in this season. So that's going to be it. Again, appreciate you all so much. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Appreciate you all so very much. I'm so blessed to have so many of you that support me in this. And I can't wait to get the new season started. Make sure you go over to the PCC forums and nominate tracks in a couple days for PCC Season 3. And then in a couple weeks after that, make sure you go drop a vote on those. So that's going to be it from me. I appreciate you all so much. Can't wait to see you on track. But until next time, as always, bye.